the street.
Hey there, travel beauty chasers, and welcome back to Chasing Travel Beauty with Stephanie. Thank you all for being here on today. Thank you for joining this daily travel series. And a topic came to mind as I was putting together video content of my recent trip in 2025 in Split. And I thought, we all have different reasons, for taking trips or for having travel as a part of our lives, right? And, sometimes that travel, it's about rest and rejuvenation. Other times it's about, adventure and exploration. And then sometimes it might be about curiosity and learning. But whatever it is, we all have our different reasons for why we travel and why we enjoy it. But I'm curious, have you ever traveled and you actually get a life lesson out of that travel experience? Well, I'm hoping you're nodding. Yes, I've been there. Because this is what I want to talk about on today. So I've been to Split twice. So once in 2024 and then again in 2025. And both times I received what felt like a life lesson. And I'm going to share this with you, and then I'm going to actually show you the video from both times so you can, see this experience in real time as I experienced it. But I'm going to just give you a little bit of background and context. So the first time I went to Split, it was in what month was it? I can't remember. It was in 2024. I want to say it was maybe springtime of 2024, and then the next time I went was like August, like in the throes of all the tourists in 2025. But anyway, the first time I went, I was there with Gate One Travel. So it was a big tour with, maybe a busload full. So call it maybe 35, 40 people. They took us to Split. We went to go see all of the, key sites and experiences. And in fact, I have a video on Split and Stone that you should absolutely go check out to see a lot of that history and culture and really great information on Split. And then they gave us free time. And so, before I go anywhere in the world, I usually look up like, okay, what are the things I need to see? Like, if I get free time, where should I go? And so in the case of Split, I knew it was going to the top of Marjan Hill. Now, everything I've read, it just said, oh, it's the hill you're going to walk up. Like, it didn't give a lot of information. And it just said, like, you got to go down to the end of, like, the main thoroughfare, and you're going to see some steps that can start leading you up. Like, not a lot of information. So the first time when I'm heading, I'm like, okay, am I going the right way? I don't know. And then along the path, like, I saw people. It's like, okay, yes, I'm heading the right way, because I could see people all going in the same direction. And you get to this, first landing, which already felt like a journey, right? But like, I'm successful. I reached the first landing, and the view and the pictures from that first landing, beautiful. But then I could see people are still going up these steps. So I'm like, okay, well, there's got to be more. I'm gonna keep going. So up steps, up steps, up steps. Once you get through all the steps, then it's like a forest. It's like, hiking. It's like, the real thing. I don't even think I had a water bottle. But it was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. And I realized as I'm walking, like, I'm the only one on my path. People had all gone some other direction. So I'm like, am I going the right way? And there were these placards, right? But they were in Croatian, but they had a little arrow. So I was like, I know I'm headed to something that's going to show me something. I don't know if I'm going to the top of the mountain, but I'm going somewhere. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep walking. And there were times when I was just like, girl, this is not even safe. All those scary movies, crazy girl in the woods, what happens on the unpaved path. But I was like, nope, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to trust that I'm heading in the right direction. I'm going to get to something good. I could see this flag, so the Croatian flag. And I was like, I just got to keep heading towards that flag. Like, as long as I can see that flag, I know I'm like headed in a right direction. I can't say the right direction, but a right direction. Finally, I get to the top, and I mean, it's a 360 panoramic view. You see, all the terracotta rooftops. You see the beautiful Adriatic Sea. It's just, you see mountains off in the distance. It's just simply stunning. The view is simply stunning. And then as I keep turning, like there's a big cross. And for me, it was like, wow, okay, I get this message. Like, there are times when, giving up might seem like the easier thing to do, and like turning back and playing it safe seems to be the easier thing to do. But even when we don't have clarity about where we're going, even if we don't have anyone joining us, so there's no companions on the journey with us, like there is a gift, a reward, a benefit of pressing forward, doing what feels hard, and getting to the top. So that was 2024. Okay, so 2025, I'm in the Explorer Journeys, and we go back to Split. And I'm like, oh, I want to go back and take some more of those amazing pictures. But, it was, I think, the last day or the next to the last day of the cruise. Literally, I've been in port after port and walking place. I'm like, I'm exhausted. I'm just tired. I'm like, I can't do that same climb again. I was like, no way. And then I saw that there was a tram that I could take, like a little tour bus, like it looked like a little train. It was €15. And basically it says, takes you to the top of Marjan Hill. And I'm like, oh my God, there's a tram. So I take the tram, we go up, it takes no time at all. And basically it lets you off like just 3 short flights of steps up to get to the top. And it made me see that there are times that and then let me say this part as well. In walking up the steps, I could see that there were lots of people coming from, I guess different either cars or other trams that knew about this back way to get to the top. I'm like, why is this not published somewhere? There's an easy way. It's so funny because in life, there were times, in the workplace, I always felt like, people, would they know the secrets that I don't know? Like there's some wisdom that I haven't tapped into. And if you don't have, mentors and sponsors and, people who've been on the path before you that know the easy way, you always end up taking the hard way to get to the top. But wisdom says, if there are people who have found an easier way to get to the top, go with the wisdom. There's no shame in taking the ride all the way to the top. So in thinking about that, it just made me say, truly this is life. Like I wouldn't say that one way is better than the other. I think we need both in our lives. And there are times when, you need to do that climb. You need to go step by step. You need to see the full process. Because I will say, in going up, there were these midpoints and mid places with amazing views to be seen that I didn't see when I took the tram up. And when I got to the top after having to walk it, when I wanted to give up, when I was exhausted and sweating, and like, girl, why are you working this hard to get to a view? I felt so accomplished. And so it's not just proud of myself, but I think a strength. It's a strength that you realize you have within yourself of what you can accomplish, even when you are uncertain, even when you are exhausted, and even when you are alone, you can still get to the top. So I believe there are seasons and times in life when we should absolutely do the climb. Go that hard way for all the learnings that it will bring. But then there are other times, like just use wisdom. If there's an easy way, somebody has already figured it out, the path's already been paved, jump on the tram, pay the €15, get to the top fast, see the view, and then have plenty of time to come back down and explore everything else that Split had to show me. So I'm going to show you guys some of that video so you can see it happening in real time, and how I had these like, light bulb moments, like truly like in the midst of it. And then I'll come right back. So take a look at this. So right now I'm in Split, walking along the promenade. We have just about a 2-hour on your own free time, and my goal is to try to find this scenic overlook place, which I have really no idea where I'm going. They pointed me in a general direction. I have no idea how I'm going to find it, but let's see what happens. Okay, so the update is we figured out how to get to the top of the landing, if you can see that gorgeous, amazing view. But I found out I was only halfway there, so guess what? I'm going to keep moving forward and see if I can get all the way to the top. Check you out at the top. Okay, update. I made it to the top, and like all things that are hard, there's always a life lesson in it. So many times it was hard. Many times I didn't see others on the path. I wasn't sure if I was in the right spot or not. I was uncertain. Many times I just wanted to turn back. And as I continued to press forward, the lesson I learned was that if you just keep pressing forward, the signs are going to show up that you're headed in the right direction. So there were these little placards posted with arrows pointing. They were in a different language, so I didn't know exactly what they meant, but I knew I was headed towards something. And then the most beautiful part, when I get to the top, not only do I see this amazing view, but what do I see with this cross at the top? So it's just a lesson in life. You just got to keep pressing, even when you're uncertain, even when it's hard, even when you're thinking to yourself, I'll be safer, it'll be easier if I just turn back and go the way that I came. God is saying, just keep pressing. Okay, so when you are exhausted, you have to take different options for seeing all of this out. So I paid €15 for a 15-minute ride. It takes you up to the viewpoint that I walked the last time. But flip-flops, I'm exhausted. So guess what?
Okay, so the shuttle took you almost all the way, but still forced you to climb some steps. But as you can see, we are here where the cross is. So clearly we're pretty much at the top. Just gotta climb a few stairs. And we only got 15 minutes. I'm already gonna be out of breath. Okay, so your girl is back here in Split, and the first time we were here, we had to climb to the top, and we weren't sure if we were going in the right direction. And then as we continued to climb and continued to climb, we had finally made it to the top. And when we got here, we saw this cross, and we were like, wow, such a powerful message, you know, about resilience, about not giving up, about following your own path, about not quitting, keep going, even when, you know, giving up seems like it would be easier. Today's lesson, I feel like, is I took a tram all the way to the top. Took half the amount of time, and certainly no effort. Well, took a little bit of effort because we had to climb maybe 3 flights of stairs, but little to no effort to get here. And the view is just as beautiful as it was the first time. And now maybe did I feel stronger and more accomplished, perhaps? Because when I did it the first time, I had to navigate all of my self-doubt. I had to navigate all of my negative thinking. I had to navigate my fear and uncertainty. But when I tell you, having the easy way to the top, you know what? I'll take it, especially when it comes after you've already learned those earlier lessons. So, you know, sometimes life feels a little hard, and then sometimes God gives us the easy way to the top. And I'm grateful when it's easy. See a whole bunch of people coming from the easy path. So this just goes to show you, sometimes we are taking the hard way when other people have already discovered there's an easier way to get there. Sometimes wisdom says, if somebody else has figured out the easy way, listen, use wisdom. Okay, so I do have one more lesson. There were so many beautiful stops along the way. When I was climbing up, and I realized how much I had an opportunity to rest, to take in the views, take in beautiful photos. And this time it's just take you to the top, get your pictures, take you back down. So maybe there's something to be said about the long path and enjoying the journey on the way.
Okay, did you see the sweat dripping? Do you see the difference between going up the long, hard way and then going up the easy way? Life always has options. We get to choose. Which path do we want to take? Is it time for us to build courage? Is it time for us to build that self-knowing? Or is it time for us to walk in wisdom, partner with someone else perhaps, and get an assist to get to the top quickly? Well, you get to choose. You know where you are on that path. But I hope your travel journeys take you to Split at some point in life. It really is. Croatia is a beautiful country, and Split is a lovely place to visit. Well, friend, we have reached the end of our time together. But there is no need for sorrow, because you guessed it, I'm going to be right here and hopefully seeing you tomorrow. But until then, keep chasing travel beauty wherever your journeys may take you. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and I would love to hear from you. So tell me, here's what I'd like you to tell me. Tell me, which path would you choose? Would you take the climb or would you take the tram? That's what I want to hear. Put it in the comments. Climb or tram? Let's see. I want to hear from you. Thanks so much. Have a good one.